What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today, we are here for this Brazilian Grand Prix and we'll be racing at the Sao Paulo circuit. So, here we'll be having a sprint race which will be followed by a feature race. So, right now, we are just adjusting our setup so that we can get the maximum pace in this qualifying session. However, you can see that our first lap was very scruffy in nature, so we had to abandon this lap because obviously, with this kind of timing, we cannot proceed to the sprint race. So I just go on to the pits and put on a fresh set of tires and then also adjust my setup and lower the wings so that I can have some more straight line speed and hopefully it will be better. So here you can see it is the second lap we are going through, and right now we are just improving quite a bit according to our previous lap. However, it is not sufficient as we go P18. So I decided to move on and just continue with that lap, but unfortunately we are just 7 tenths slower than the previous lap. So it is not the kind of day we are expecting as our setup is not matching with this track. So our teammate also crosses the line and he goes P22. So obviously our teammate is in his own home Grand Prix. So it was a disappointing race for him, and also we also had to suffer because we are only in P20 position as we lose out some points to Lance Stroll, and we complete the practice session and gain some R&D points so that we can save the upgrades and also upgrade our car for the newer parts. And it is 5 red lights and away we go for the start of the sprint race here in Brazil. And it is a very tentative start. As you can see here, we get a lot of wheel spin, so we are just trying to avoid some carnage in front of us as we need to protect the front wing of ours. So we just follow Latifi, the Williams guy, through these centresses, and now you can see that we are just losing some time here because obviously we did not want to crash into the back of the Williams guys. So we had to protect our front wing as our teammate is trying to gain through these positions, as obviously it is his home Grand Prix, so he'll be very eager to prove that he is a champion material in this Formula 1 races. And we and Vettel are just having some aju baju because right now we are just colliding the wheels. So it is a tough race for us as not everything is going as per plan, but you can see here we are just backsliding because our car is not very stable at this lap 1. So here at the start of this lap 2, you can see Stroll is just trying to overtake us, but we just go deep into this turn 1, which enables us to just cover off the position by just placing our car right at the apex. So it needs to be a very innovative and very affirmative action from us because otherwise we will be just losing positions like anything. So we need to be careful about the race. As you can see, there is a caution here. So I think some incident has happened in front of us as AlphaTauri gets a DNF because his engine just blew up. So it is a thick smoke just coming out from Tsunoda's car. So we narrowly avoid him as he was just going to park in a safe location. As now Mick Schumacher is trying to overtake us at this turn 1, and we just cover off the inside and had some wheel to wheel contact, and Mick Schumacher is just struggling because obviously his Haas car is also quite a superior car, but still here at the early stages of this Grand Prix it is a difficult thing to just control your car as just Lance Stroll goes for a classic spin. I don't know why, because maybe he just put on the throttle very much, so which led him to spin as Mick Schumacher overtakes us, and we just try to go down the inside, but it could not happen as the Haas has some superior straight line speed. And now Alex Albon just tries to overtake us at this turn 1, and he places his car brilliantly, but we just get the inside position at this turn 2, which enables us to overtake him. And again in this final lap of the sprint race, you can see Albon just goes in front of us, and we are just constantly struggling with the car. As you can see, we are taking some jabs at the steering wheel so that we do not go into a spin. So it is a tough sprint race for us as we are at P17 position and Sebastian Vettel is just behind us. So who will be getting this P17? And it is just about a thousandth of a second short as we go into P18 and Sebastian Vettel takes P17. So GG's to him as we just struggled in the sprint race, but hopefully we will be able to manage our car well in the upcoming feature race, so which is starting just now, and we will be going with some aggressive strategy. So we will be going from soft to hards because I want to gain as many positions as I can in the starting of this race. So for that, I will be ditching the medium tires as Hamilton, Norris, Alonso. He is in P3. So brilliant drive from the Alpine driver as Kevin Magnussen goes to P7. I think some of the drivers have taken some grid penalties, so we are promoted to P12 as Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc are starting from the back of the grid, and obviously Verstappen and Leclerc are in the championship hunt. So we will have to see what happens in this race as 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of this Brazilian feature race. And as you can see again, we just had some wheel spin, and for God's sake, why can't we just give a proper start in this feature race, and hopefully we'll getting some better starts in the upcoming races. As I just go down the inside of Sebastian Vettel, and he almost had to go off the track. So it is a very clumsy overtake from us, and but what can we say, it is the hard racing as some race director has already said before. So we just slot in behind Perez, who was just following some other car, as I think George Russell just gets locked up at the start finish straight. So which enables some of the cars to overtake him. And as you can see, Kevin Mag, the K-Mag guy, he has this Haas car which is just a rocket in a straight line. So he just overtakes us, and we also managed to gain the inside position, which enables us to hold this P10 at least, or P9, as you can see here from the POV of K-Mag, that he is trying to overtake us, but we just cut across from the inside to gain this position back. So it will be a tough race for us and Schumacher, because the Haas guys are behind us, and you know the Haas guys, they are just a rocket in a straight line with their Ferrari powered engine, and we are just here with this Renault powertrain. And as you can see here, we are just trying to go down the outside of Sebastian Vettel, but still he managed to claim that position because we had to go off track, otherwise we would be colliding with his side pod, and maybe our front wing would have got damaged or his side pod would have got damaged, which is not what I want in this race, as I want just clean fair racing. And here at the lap 8, you can see we are going through the center assist, and Vettel just overtakes us and just cruises past us, because whatever mistake I made is I just put on excess of tire pressure in the front, and our tires are like melting away. You can just see like our tires are at more than 105 degrees centigrade. I mean, crazy. That's why I was getting some understeer, because you can see here, I think Latifi made an lock up at the turn 1, but still we are suffering like anything, because again Leclerc overtakes us and Latifi is also overtaking us. So our soft tires are not the proper race tires at this condition, because they are just overheating like anything here at the Interlagos circuit, because obviously the weather is very dry and the track surface temperature is also very high. So I decided to call in the pits, as in at the end of lap 9 I just want to go for the hard tires and go for an undercut, but I missed the pit turning signal. So yeah, it led to some issues in the pit stop duration, as now we are at lap 18. So this is the time when the other competitors are going in for the pits, as I think Daniel Ricciardo just overtakes us at the straight, because obviously he has a superior McLaren and he locks up. So yeah, what can I say, not a typical mistake you see from Ricciardo, but it doesn't matter to him because he has this awesome McLaren engine, and I think McLaren car, which enables him to overtake at the straight. But again we just cover off our position, and again at the straight you can see just Ricardo is cruising past us. So the Honey Badger is on a mission today, because obviously I think he had to take some engine penalty and he is starting from the back of the grid. And Lance Stroll just again does a Spinella. I mean, in the sprint race also he did a Spinella, and in the feature race also Stroll is just going for Spinella. As talking about Spinella, Ferrari has a DNF, so Carlos Sainz gets the DNF because of engine failure. So very disappointing from him, because he had a good position in the sprint race, so now he got DNF'd. So, and again I think Alex Albon is also having a DNF. So at the end of this season 1 you can see some of the engines are failing, because obviously maybe they did not upgrade the engine parts, or maybe they risked it thinking that they can get away with some old components, but unfortunately it is leading to some engine failures, as we are just going down the inside of Lance Stroll. And right now we are just trying to defend our positions from the Aston Martin, because Aston Martin are just above us in the R&D chart upgrade. So they are our direct competitors, and we need to at least gain an advantage over them. But I know it is a difficult thing at the start of this season because right now we are not in a position to fight against the likes of this Mercedes engine of Aston Martin, as George Russell wins here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. So GG's to Mercedes, as I think the championship fight at the start between the Leclerc and Verstappen is going to be even more uh, exciting at this final race at Abu Dhabi. And right now we are behind Stroll and just pushing him and just go down the inside. I mean, that is one heck of an overtake, I will say, in my first season with this with Alpha Racing, as we just sent it, no looking back, just eat at this inside turn, and we finished at P18. So it was an average race because we did not gain much, and we also did not lose many positions, as George Russell, Norris, and Hamilton, the three Brits, they got the podium places at this Brazilian Grand Prix, and Sebastian Vettel gets P10, and Max Verstappen from P20 to P6. Remarkable drive from the Dutchman. As you can see here, Charles Leclerc is just P13, so it was a loss of points for Charles Leclerc, as Mick Schumacher goes from P9 to P16, so disappointing race for the Haasman. And we are at from P12 we went to P18, so we just had some wrong strategy with those soft tires, and our teammate Dragovic gets P20, as Charles Leclerc still leads the championship by 17 points. So it all goes down to this race at Abu Dhabi. So who will be winning that race in the next episode? We will be seeing that, as Ferrari also are leading the championship by a very small margin. So it is all to play for at this finale of this Abu Dhabi race. So I'm truly excited to see what happens at this next race, as we do some department events to improve the technicalities of our driver and also take some component changes, because obviously we do not want a DNF at the final race. And also we will be doing some upgrade of our car and looking for some discounted parts so that we can also upgrade whatever we can. As thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll meet you again at the next video. So subscribe this channel for daily F1 content. Peace.